Yo. What's up, Andy?
Dude, look at this music, dude. You DJ Sam? What's going on? It's kind of nice.
DJ Sam, buddy. DJ Sam.
Oh, that was good.
Going on right now. You know me.
First show of the season.
People underrate my all-around game. I'm like the pods. I'm like the pods of the podcast game. People stereotype me based upon appearance. You know, they think I don't have layers to my game, but you know, I can do multiple things. I can DJ. I can be an accountant. I can do all sorts of things.
I'm looking up famous Persian DJs. Rez, I know Rez. Actually, I do know Rez. Rez is pretty popular. There you go. Wow. Wait, no, it's a different Rez.
We'll take what we can get. We'll take what we can get. Everybody, welcome one and all to Light Years, presented by Prize Picks. Get $50 instantly when you play your first $5 and get $50 in lineups when you play your first $5 and use the promo code welcome one and all to Light Years. Now that we've paid a bill, let's get to it. Andy, the Warriors are back. First preseason game is always kind of interesting because it's like, on the one hand, it's like it's preseason. You know, it's like nobody's playing more than 15 minutes. It's not that serious. On the other hand, because you and I are sickos, it did scratch an itch. It scratched a little bit of an itch there where it's just like off season's long. You can get complaining. You can get a little annoyed with everything. The Warriors did not make it better by giving us a super long, drawn out bullshit off season with this Kuminga negotiation. And today we finally got to just watch the Warriors on the court. And it's fun, man. It's fun.
Dude, I needed this. It's a long day today, Sunday night. You come back, it's work tomorrow morning, Sam, and I see the Warriors are on at 5:30 prime time. We get 2.5 hours of this before the weekend ends. Dude, I put this in front of the Mariners postseason game. I put this in front of Sunday Night Football. I don't need to watch the Bills and Patriots. Forget that. This is what I was looking forward to.
I do need my fantasy points, Josh Allen, just to be clear.
Ooh, not a good day for you, but maybe here at the end of the game. Dude, I needed this. You needed this. I think we all needed this. I can't wait for this freaking show. I can't wait for the season to start. First post game show, even though it's a preseason game, Sam, I feel like I don't know, man. I watched Al Horford play 14 minutes tonight. We'll get into it. It was awesome. You know, I saw Draymond look like he didn't even, train this off season, but who cares? It's fine. Steph looked like he's ready. Steph looked like it's midseason. Sam, I'm fired up. I'm ready.
What were you most excited about coming into this? What made you get hyped?
Al Horford, because I'm Al Horford. Because hey, do you remember? Okay, you're just a couple years older than me, but I remember Al Horford in Florida. I was in high school.
I appreciate you just saying a couple.
Yeah. I think it's true. But like Al Horford was in college at Florida when I was in high school, and I was telling Risa because she was like, "Oh, I remember him, Florida days." This dude is 40 years old now, and I was the most excited tonight because I wanted to see how he looked, all that stuff. He looks great. Al Horford looks great, man. I was concerned trolling. I felt like in the preseason, in the offseason, worried about what Al Horford looks like. He looks awesome. He looks unbelievable. I love it. He's the perfect fit. I can't think of another player, Sam, that fits the Warriors better outside of like, I don't know, superstar players. But even so, is there any other player they may name two players that are better fits for the Warriors than Al Horford? It's going to be amazing. It's going to be amazing.
When you think of the Warriors style of play, you think of guys who are high IQ, selfless, could probably score more than they do, but they just always make the right play, like Iguodala, Bogut. Guys, quite frankly, who are going to probably sacrifice themselves to make the extra pass to get Steph shots. Those are the guys I think of. And he is pretty much the best one of those type of players who has not played for the Warriors over the last decade. You know what I'm saying? Like Iguodala and Bogut are kind of like the hallmark version of that. Horford, probably a better player than both of them. At least better than Bogut in terms of his career. Very similar kind of career trajectory. Those guys, he just didn't get, he didn't get to play with Steph to there. So it's like, it was so obvious he was going to fit with the Warriors. And like the real question, which I never really was concerned about, but the real question has always been like, does he still have enough left in the tank? Right? Because like, don't need to explain to someone who's watched him that like would prime Al Horford fit with the Warriors? Like, duh, you know. I was like, how much does he have left in the tank? And he looked excellent tonight.
3 blocks. I was like, oh, I didn't know. I didn't know when did this guy become a Hakeem over here. But no, I just it's when I see Draymond go up in transition and pass the ball to Horford. There's like it because it always feels like there's not many guys that push the ball in transition the way Draymond does and passes the ball the way he does. Like most people that push in transition are looking to score the ball, but it's different with the Warriors because you want to push in transition to get Steph the ball, right? So it's always it was really cool to see him push the ball to Horford because Horford's the same. It's the same to me. Draymond and Horford are very similar players. Horford's not as quick as Draymond, especially defensively. Horford shoots better, but imagine having them both on the court. And then the starting lineup tonight, they went small, but I need that Al Horford Draymond to start the game because it's as smart as he gets. It's the smartest front court in the entire NBA.
Oh, I don't need them starting together. Actually, we can talk about the starting lineup. What I love about having him is you get one of those guys on the floor at all times. And that makes it like the fact that you can go from Horford to Draymond or vice versa, it doesn't really matter to me who starts, who finishes. And to your point, they probably both finish. The fact that you have the ability to have the probably 2 best passing bigs in the NBA. Sorry, take it. Jokic exists. It's a different player. Sorry,
2 of the 3.
2 of the best all around facilitating bigs in the NBA. Like guys who are just phenomenal defenders, but also kind of facilitators on offense and that sort of thing. It is kind of the dream around Steph because you want guys who are going to find him relocating. And it is also just advantageous because it gives them the opportunity to stay healthier. Like, I don't know what the minute split is, but I envision a world where they're both playing in the mid-20s instead of playing in the 30-minute range. And, end of the day, age is what it is, but like that's probably your best shot at getting those guys healthy through a season. Like there's no guarantee, but like if you were to tell me Draymond's playing 27 minutes per game instead of 34, I feel way better about his chance to knock out worn down. And then in Horford's case, if you're telling me he's playing 23 minutes instead of 33 minutes, same thing. So it's exactly what I thought it would look like, or it could potentially look like. Obviously, the Lakers shorthanded. It's preseason. Don't want to draw too many conclusions, but like it's hard not to watch that and get super excited. It's hard not to watch that and be like, you know what? This is exactly what I envisioned it could be. And, there's going to be moments in the regular season where they look old and tired, but I can buy into this. I can buy into what they're doing because I have so much depth outside of it.
Yeah, if you're it's expectations, right? Like if you're expecting Al Horford to play 65 games and 32 minutes, then dude, you're tripping. But that's not what they signed him for. They signed him to do exactly what you just freaking said. It's so that they have someone who can play Draymond's role. Like shocker, that guy isn't Kuminga. Shocker, that guy, honestly, like wasn't really a loony either. Like he couldn't do those things. He was really good in his role, but he couldn't do what he did, right? So same with Post, right? Like those guys are specialists. That's kind of the Warriors. Like that's been their problem. But you put a guy like Horford, he's just good at like 5 different things. He's just good at 5 different things. And I don't know, man. Like it doesn't seem like he needs to practice with the Warriors. It's the perfect fit. So that's the thing I was most excited about. And I'm glad that I didn't sit there and was like, oh, I don't know. He doesn't look like he can move, or he can't really shoot, or he made the wrong pass. Like none of that stuff. Like the only question is like, hopefully he doesn't get hurt. That's like the only thing. Hopefully it doesn't get hurt. Maybe, hopefully they don't push him too much, I guess. But that's not celebrating things. So I'm not worried about that. Like, so let's.
I guess the move thing's a big thing. Like you just always want to see, like, because he is older.
Yep.
And you just want to see coming into this season, like he hasn't like demonstratively fallen off from what you saw last year. Yep. And watching it tonight is like, yeah, he's still the same guy, still smart. Like, dude, this team, he's replacing Looney. He's not slower than Looney. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's actually a lot of the same similar characteristics defensively where, like, length and IQ make up for the fact that they're not quick twitch guys, So, yeah, he's not 2016, 17, middle of my prime Al Horford, but they don't need him to be. They need to be smart, playing the offense, and hopefully they have enough depth to keep him closer to 20 minutes. And he makes winning plays. You saw him switch out there on defense on the perimeter. he's gonna be able to do that till he's like 44. Honestly,
Nah,
you know what I'm saying? Like he's long, he understands positioning, he doesn't make mistakes. Will he get blown by? Yeah, sure. Occasionally, but it's like the Looney thing where it's like if you're smart and you know how to use your length, you're gonna be able to hang.
yeah.
So
Switching out in space is kind of at this point in NBA kind of I don't know. I feel like more bigs play drop, but you want to talk about the starting lineup. You want to talk about the starting lineup? Let's do that. I feel like that's
yeah. What'd you think when you saw the lineup? Because I think there was this assumption that they were gonna go with Horford and they went with the lineup that kind of was the lineup they played the last 3 months of last year when they went on the 23-7 run with Jimmy.
You liked it, right? I was a little.
I don't know if I liked it, but like I'm just sitting here. My general perception on it is like, of course, Steve stuck with the guys who gave him wins last year. Like it doesn't
That is true.
matter.
That's fair.
It's the first. It's the
That is
first
fair.
preseason game of the year. Moses Moody's important to him. He wanted to make sure everyone felt confident. And by the way,
That's true. That is true.
you watch Moses Moody. You know, it seems like it's not like
Breakout?
a preseason. It
Breakout?
seems like a maybe.
Hmm?
We talk about that next. It
Yeah.
felt like one of those preseason things where it's like they didn't give me a reason to bench him last year, so why am I gonna make the young guys feel bad off the bat? I don't think Al Horford cares. I don't think Draymond cares. I think the most interesting part, quite frankly, was Quentin Post didn't get in there until like pretty much halftime. Yeah.
Late.
So it's kind of like the way I'm looking at it is he's viewing Horford and Draymond as playing the same position, which fair. And it was Kuminga and Moody at the 4 spot. And Quentin Post is kind of he'll get his shots for sure, but it's kind of like the odd man out in that whole thing. I don't know. That's the way I saw the whole thing. But honestly, it just felt like these guys won me a bunch of games. I'm not trying to like punish any of them and just let them play and then we'll figure it out.
I didn't think about that way. But I mean, I don't disagree. I mean, that's why Steve's one of the best in terms of chemistry, locker room guys. Like, really, that's one of the big things for me looking out of this game, zooming back out is like, I'm watching this starting lineup. I'm watching this team. They're pretty bought in. Sorry, not pretty bought in. They're absolutely bought in. Like everybody's bought into the style that they want to play. Right? They're not the same as the 2022 guys. The 2022 guys had more explosiveness, especially on offense, but this team's playing the system that Steve wants them to play, that Steph wants to play, that Draymond wants to play. Because Jimmy's bought into the system. They're doing some different stuff where they're posting Jimmy a lot. So that's different from like, let's say Jordan Poole and Wiggins, obviously, but the system is the same thing. They're all playing that system, which I think has been difficult when they rely on, like, for example, Wiggins as their second option. It's like you can't really play. Like Wiggins posting up, it's just not going to work like it is Jimmy. And Jimmy kind of looking about the same tonight, but it's so much more effective when Jimmy's just making the right decisions every time he's posting up, every time he's going in. They can run a split cut off of that. Then he passes to Draymond, and then finally, to your point, I don't know, man. Like Moody and Pajemski shot really well in the late regular season. Then they caught hurt. Then they didn't shoot really well. I'm going to choose to believe that they are shooting really well pre-injury is what we're going to get moving forward. I mean, did Moody's shot look different to you tonight? I don't know. It's just a really good shot. Like he's just probably really confident now. Is he going to shoot 40% from 3 on volume? That'd be really cool. I mean, Podz made a couple threes tonight. I mean, he's kind of a rhythm shooter. So those are your two guys, right? Like those are your two key guys in that starting lineup. If those guys make threes, then I mean, this team, I mean, what they scored 40 points in the third quarter. I know it's preseason, but if they make threes, I mean, it's over. They're winning most games, right? Especially those two guys. So,
yeah. You know what's interesting to me, and like, again, it's preseason. I'm not trying to be overreactionary to any of this stuff, but like, all camp, it was about how Podz look great. And I believe it. And I still believe he's the most important young player in terms of breakout candidates this year.
Yeah.
But you watched tonight's game, Moses Moody.
Yeah.
He was the player of the game, man. He was the player of the game for me. I don't know about you. He looked a little more confident. He always does. When he plays with confidence, he also just comes across bigger on the court. Like he is a legit 6'5", pushing 6'6". He has a 7-foot wingspan, broad shoulders. Like he's a prototypical wing physically. And I feel like when he's locked in and when he plays with confidence, I'm like, damn, that's that two-way wing they drafted in the lottery. That's that guy they wanted to be, you know, not that they wanted to be Klay Thompson, but like to be one of those two-way wing guys.
I I agree with you because he has so him and Pods are different players, but he has the size and the pure shooting ability that differentiates himself than Pods, right? Pods has a ball handling, that's way that's that skill set is way. I don't think Moody's ever going to get any closer. But to your point, Moody's bigger, he's longer, so he has the ability defensively to be better. And we saw flashes of that last year. And Steve Kerr in training camp talked about him being the point of attack guy, which I thought was interesting. So I'm like, okay, does that mean he's going to start games, or how's that going to work? Because I do think he can be that guy. And then I think the probably the other thing offensively is I wonder because he worked on from year 1 to year 2. The thing he talked about is in year 2 and year 3 was having the ability to shoot quicker when he got the ball. Like that was the movement shooting that he tried to work on. And he's been working on that. Again, I have no idea if that's gotten to a point where he's shooting it 70% of what Clay did, right? If he shoots 70% of Clay, we got ourselves a 3-and-D wing. Like that's a really good shooter. I don't know if he's gotten there. And again, this is game 1, but I mean, he's shooting that shit with no hesitation. So I'm like, maybe that's the guy we haven't talked about enough this offseason. You know, we will obviously talk about Kuminga all day. I feel like we talk about Pods a lot, but we didn't talk about Moody enough. Maybe that's the guy we've been kind of not.
No, you're right. He keeps to himself. He just works. He's not out here talking. Like I mean, I'm bullish on Pods, but Pods loves the camera. You know what I mean? I mean it. I mean it in a positive way, but like he does. And so like it's easy to kind of forget that like Moses Moody's 23. He keeps getting better every year, and he's just grinding away at it. And it's like there's obviously the makings of a very good player there. Like he's long. He gives a shit defensively. He has some defensive instincts. He can definitely shoot the ball. It's just a question if he could shoot at the 40% clip that role needs to. He cares about the right things. I think that's important. You know, he doesn't really care about himself. He just cares about helping the team. He's been that way since day one. He just wants to play basketball. He's fine getting 30 shots or 4 shots as long as he's on the court contributing. He's about all the right things. And he's just really young and he's had a hard time going through it. And so it's like easy to write that guy off at times and forget about him at times. But like, why can't he be a big contributor to this team? He does have the characteristics of a guy that they need, which is a young athletic wing who can hit shots and is willing to just essentially physically sacrifice on defense in ways that like you're probably not getting from like Jimmy and the veterans throughout the season, realistically, you know?
Yeah. I don't disagree. He's the guy. The comments are killing me. By the way, we're live on playback after every game, Sam, this season. I think every game, man. We're doing it after every game.
Preseason, we're going to stick to more of a Monday, Wednesday, Friday schedule. But during the regular season, every game, guys, every game.
God, we do it for you guys. Comments are killing me. You think if Moses goes ball, we get our own D White. Derek White is like the quintessential Warriors Steve Kerr guy. Derek White's Pods probably has a better chance of getting a Derek White. Derek White can dribble. I mean, that's the big difference. But I can't wait. I know the Al Horford stuff. Maybe I should have started with the Moody, but I'm glad you brought it up after me because the Moody Pod stuff is like, look, man, like I get it. We complain about how there's no superstar second timeline, but I mean, when you talk about the players that Steve loves, Steve and Moody are probably the two guys that are Steve and Moody. Pods and Moody are the two guys that Steve is going to love moving forward. So, yeah, dude, I can't freaking wait. What a first step for these guys because they have a lot of. Did you see the interview where Moses Moody was talking about where he had surgery on his hand and like he couldn't dribble for a couple weeks? Like that's how serious it was. Like it wasn't like it wasn't like, oh, I rested a week and a half after the postseason and I'll be cool. Like, nah, he was hooping left-handed, apparently. That's what he was talking about. And so, I mean, it freaking makes sense why he couldn't make a shot. I mean, it made so, yeah.
A lot of reasons to be optimistic about the direction of this team in general. And, you know, we didn't even talk about Kuminga. I don't think he looked particularly well tonight. But I'm just watching this whole thing. And I'm just like, if everyone's bought in, I'm okay with it. Honestly, like I'm not gonna like over index anyone's preseason anything in any way. I just want good vibes with it because I think if you have positivity, everything's gonna move forward. in a positive fashion there.
Yes.
And I think, you know what, I'm gonna give a defensive of JK right now. And this isn't anything about tonight. It's just he had a tough offseason. Things didn't work out the way they wanted to. I do think both sides need this to work together to get to where they want it to go. Like a perfect world for everyone is JK plays well and the Warriors win games and they move him at the All-Star break and everyone gets what they want. The Warriors get a young wing who fits what they want, is more happy in that role, and he gets what he wants, which is an opportunity to show more things. And that's really all I want from that situation. I don't know if you feel differently. I actually thought about this a lot today. I kind of just want the Kuminga thing to end on a positive note, to be honest with you. And I mean this in terms of yeah, dude, I don't care anymore. Obviously we've been right about the 2 timeline thing. Cool. What would actually make me feel good is if he plays well and they move him for a player who fits the team and everyone's in a better situation in 4 months. You know what I mean? That would be better than them trading him in a Wiseman GP2 thing just to be haha, that sort of thing. So
yeah,
I kind of just, I've reached such a point with the entire thing where I'm just kind of I hope he figures some way to help this team out during this final run. I hope it helps everyone. And then I hope in January we're done with it.
Yeah, I guess we'll do this before we get to summaries with quick Kuminga thing because the he didn't look great when the game started, but I thought he was playing. I thought he actually played pretty well. I actually he didn't look. He tried to play within the system, which is why I guess I should have brought up earlier when I was talking about everyone bought into Steve's system. I thought Kuminga was passing the ball. I thought he was cutting. I thought he was trying to rebound. Right, I know it's a thing that
sure.
It's fucking year 5, right? I feel like we're doing this in year 5 is insane, but I mean, he was rebounding. Let's just call it is. He was trying to rebound. He was kicking the ball around. He wasn't shooting bad shots. So 0 for 2 from free throw line, whatever. But it's just, I thought if he's gonna play like that, he'll be fine. He'll get traded and he'll go somewhere where he wants to be. And I think I agree with you. He'll be happy. He got his money, good money. And he'll go somewhere where he can get a bunch of shots up. He can shot 3 times in 15 minutes. I guarantee you, Kuminga, when he gets traded to the Wizards or whatever, he's going to shoot 15 times in 15 minutes. So just off of that, just looking at field goal attempts in the minutes that he played, yeah, I think he's bought in, man. We'll see how long it lasts. But I agree with you. I hope it'll work. So maybe it's hopium. But I looked at tonight. I thought he played fine. He was good. He just... if that's how it goes, it'll be good. It'll be fine. They'll trade him.
That's my attitude for the rest of the year with him, which is as long as he's trying, as long as the Warriors are trying with him, let's do it. It is what it is. He is their pathway to upgrading the roster. At some point, they're going to need to upgrade the roster in some capacity or another. So let's do it. There's no reason for it to be contentious. We all know that it's not a long-term marriage, right? We all know it's not a long-term marriage, so let's just enjoy the end of the ride for what it is. That's kind of where I'm at with it. Does that make sense? Where I'm just kind of it is what it is. I don't really want to go into negativity or I actually don't even want. What I really don't want to go is the constant debates on upside and the system and all. So it's they've all made their decision. Everyone knows what their decision is going forward. So let's try to make the best of the time we have. He's going to contribute to the team in a positive fashion. And when everyone moves their separate ways, it is what it is.
Yeah, I do not disagree.
I sound like a divorce lawyer.
I was just going to sound like a breakup. It sounds like a breakup, but divorce is probably a better way to put it, especially when you've been together for 5 freaking years. It just is, I was going to make an analogy where it's kids, right? It's the kids. I feel you got 3 kids.
They stand together for Moses Moody?
Just until the kids go to college, right? Just until they go to that's
staying together for Alex Toohey.
Yeah, Alex Toohey. Didn't see him tonight. Did he play tonight? Did I miss something? He didn't play tonight.
He's on a multi-year development plan.
yeah, he doesn't look right. I feel like I'm kind of
stay together for Will Richard. I don't know. Stay together for Pat Spencer.
Will Richard defensively, man, had a couple of steals. He just good hands, good instincts. They had the Anthony Melton on, and he was talking about how you put him under your wing. All right, let's get to the other stuff before we do that. Light Years Podcast, we are brought to you by Prize Picks. You and I make decisions every day, but on Prize Picks, being right will get you paid. Don't miss any of the excitement this football season on Prize Picks, where it's good to be right. Football season, but we got postseason baseball. We've got obviously basketball's back. So dude, you got everything. Get on Prize Picks, pick some picks, more or less the easiest thing ever. Prize Picks also got a new thing. It's the only app out there that offers something called stacks, meaning you can pick the same player up to 3 times in the same lineup. So, example, if you're looking at Monday Night Football tomorrow, you got, is it the best QB in the league? I think it's still the best QB in the league. Patrick Mahomes, you can go 247 and a half pass yards, more or less. I feel like it's a less. I feel like, especially if Xavier Worthy's not playing, it just, Patty's don't got the same thing. But you can also go, on the other hand, 1.5 pass yards. And so if you feel like he's not going to go for a ton of yards, and you don't feel like he's going to go for a ton of TDs, but they don't have a run game, so maybe you go more on that. But then you also going to put Jesus Luzardo on there too. Go 3-way. Go with the strikeouts. Left-handed pitcher against the Dodgers tomorrow night. So you can go through all of that. Go pick more on yards, on rush yards, on touchdowns. You can do it all in the same lineup now, only on Prize Picks. App's really easy to use. So download the app today. Use code LIGHTYEARS to get $50 in lineups after you play your first $5 lineup. That's code LIGHTYEARS to get $50 in lineups after you play your first $5 lineup. Prize Picks. It's good to be right.
Guys, you know the deal. There's nothing more annoying than ill-fitting underwear. Nothing more annoying than like boxer briefs that kind of like ride up or like are too loose in the wrong places. Just in general, if your boxer briefs do not feel the right way, it's going to throw off your mood. This is a fact every guy knows. We don't talk about it. And honestly, it's okay. We don't need to talk about it. Andy, I don't need to know about your boxers that way. But it is objectively a fact that we all feel, Sometimes I'll be in a bad mood. Not recently, but sometimes I'm in a bad mood and be like, what's wrong with you? And I can't be honest with them, but like really it's just because I'm wearing uncomfortable underwear. It's riding. It's a problem. And so, I finally decided as an adult male, probably 10 years longer than I needed to. I was like, it's time to invest in real underwear, real good underwear, something that makes me feel good. And so I finally tried Skims, and I was just like, Jesus, man, this is perfect. I'm in a good mood every time I wear my Skims. Wearing Skims right now. Best podcasting underwear you can get on the market. The perfect balance of structure and flexibility for the men listening. You know what I mean? You don't want too loose, but you also don't want too tight. There's not really another way to put it. You just know when you feel it, you feel it. So best boxer briefs I've ever had, guys. Guys, shop Skims Men's at skims.com. Let them know we sent you. After you place your order, select podcast in the survey and select our show in the drop-down menu that follows. So guys, Skims Men's at skims.com, select podcast. When you get in there, find Light Years. Appreciate everyone. This is a fact. By the way, guys, if you're watching this on YouTube and you want to call into the show, come over to playback. If you're on playback, hit that stage button in the middle to speak. We're going to get to some people here. We got a couple people coming through.
Let's do it. Get some gooners. Light Years gooners.
Mm-hmm.
Who we got?
Gio, always batting lead off. Gio, what's up, bro?
What's up, dude?
Can you hear me, guys? Am I,
yeah.
Sure. You're good, dude.
All right. Yeah, I mean, look, honestly, I'm psyched. Like, I'm psyched for the season,
Let's go.
Honestly, dude, imagine if we had like Al Horford the last like 3 years. Like, just imagine. Like, just imagine. But yeah, love Al. I don't know. Like, I think the JK stuff still to me looks weird. Like, I don't know. Like,
what do you mean by that?
I don't know, because like he looks the same to me. Like I don't know. Like, he hasn't gotten better at anything really. Like, the shot, the free throws are trash still. Defense, I mean, awareness, I mean, I don't know. Like, still the same player. Like, I don't know. Like, I'm just waiting get me to February. Just give me to February because I think this team can win 48 games, like at the lowest if like things don't go right, but like 50 game at the highest in my opinion, right? So I think
so your range is 48 to 50 wins.
Yes, because like I think they have enough.
That's a lot of wins.
Yes, but yes, I mean I think they're smart enough. I think with Jimmy, Horford, Draymond, defense, the floor for defense, I think is high. I think that's like that's an easy like top 5 defense, at least in my mind, right? Then you hope that Steph is like healthy, take care of the offense. You hope Jimmy has like not like a 20-point type of season because I don't because like and you hope that Podz is a better shooter. You hope I think the team has enough shooting plus defense, 48 wins to me as like at the lowest, at least in my mind, right? And then you hope that they trade JK for something else like mid-season, hopefully, right?
Yeah,
that's the plan. Yeah,
that is kind of the recipe. The recipe is get out to a good start with the veterans. Hope the depth keeps you from hitting a free fall like you hit last year, and then hope that JK contributes enough that in January, when you get to the trade deadline, you can move him for a player that is going to push the team over the top. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Like it doesn't need to be a superstar. It just needs to be a player who fits what they want to do and who Steve is more likely going to play 30 minutes. Because I do think what they need is they need young legs. They need what they were hoping Kuminga would be in year 5, to be honest with you. And clearly that's not happening on the scale that they wanted to. So the goal is to just be as positive as possible, play good basketball, and see what happens in January.
Yeah, I mean they need a skill set because I do think they need like offensive explosion because like they still look boring on offense. Like it's just Steph, like 5 threes, and Jimmy hopefully gets to the free throw line. Like they need something else outside of like those two because like I don't know, like sometimes it looks kind of like if they're not hitting threes, it's like where's the offense going? It's just Steph and Jimmy like doing their thing. I mean, yeah, so they do need Jigga to do something like at least till February. Yeah, so that's it, guys.
I don't disagree with
you. Appreciate you, Gio, by the way.
Yeah, thanks, Gio. Much love, dude. Good vibes, Gio. I don't disagree with the JK comment, but, you know, that's what Sam and I are saying. Just make it work. Just a couple months. Who's next?
Stay together for the kids so they go to college.
Yeah. God, I hope that's not. I'm just...
Oh, we're about to lean into that one for better or worse. I'm sorry. That there's not going to be a better analogy. Guru, what's up, bro?
What's up, guys? What's up?
Oh, what up, dude? Not an analogy I feel like we would have made 8 years ago when we first podcasting, but now that we're, you know, now it's an analogy we understand now. What's up, Guru? Hit us.
Yeah, it's better we're not getting into like mortgage analogies and like that sort of stuff. So.
Definitely not. I don't need that in my life. All right. Hey, guys. Thanks for taking my call once again. Yeah, I mean, like watching Horford out there with the squad, like I got David West vibes all over again. Like that was amazing passing, and really that's what he has to do on this team, right? He doesn't have to be the spot up 3-point shooter that he was in Boston. Just like be at the top of the key and make the right play, right? And it was so refreshing just to watch that and be like, wow, this offense actually does work, right? And I mean, that's when the Warriors made their run. I love the way that Moody played tonight, hitting his threes. I think, and playing trying to play point of attack defense. We saw a little bit of this when Jimmy first got here, right? And Moody was trying to play that role, and he filled it in pretty admirably, actually. But yeah, I really like the way that he played. Potts played well. Kuminga was okay. I mean, I think my biggest problem with Kuminga is just the free throw percentage. I think it needs to be higher. My and I thought that if he plays this way for 15 to 20 minutes a game, I think I'll be okay with it. Like, was it the best game? No, but I sort of expect inconsistency from him. and that's where I kind of land with him generally. I think he gets traded in January, like everybody else says, and like this type of performance will not reduce his trade value. So I'm not mad at it. I can live with it.
Yeah, I agree with you. I thought, and obviously it's a first preseason game. If you're not motivated and in a positive vibe at this point, like we got problems. But like, if I see this level of buy-in and moving forward, like we're gonna be fine. We're gonna be completely fine. You know, he will contribute to the team. He will provide athleticism, length, and just like ability to put downhill pressure on the team. He's not going to be a completely new player. But I don't think any of us want him to. Like, I'm not expecting him to come back and it's like, wow, he's Kobe now. You know, like that's all I'm expecting. I'm just expecting buy-in and everyone to be on the same page because ultimately we know what he wants. He wants more opportunity. And ultimately we know the Warriors want to flip him for a player like who fits their system more so. So they need to, for lack of a better way, like just work together for the next 50 games. Stay together for the kids for 50 games.
Almost there. We're almost there.
Well,
We're
but
almost
I mean,
there.
you know what I'm
For the
saying though? Like,
kids.
have you not worked at a job you hate? Have you not worked at a job you hate where you're just like, I just need to hit my numbers this next quarter. And then it's going to be easier for me to get what I want. Like that's kind of what's going on here, you know? Where it's just kind of like I'm not staying here for the rest of my career. But what I need to do is just hit my numbers, close out Q4 perfectly. And then, you know, I can get what I want, you know? Like, exactly. It's just life. It's okay. It's okay. You know? Not everyone's gonna be Steph Curry and be a 20-year franchise player.
You know, I got no comment. I'm with you. I'm with you.
Absolutely, 100%. Nate Duncan did make a good point though, on X, where he was like, if Steph were to take a game off, who's going to be like the main ball handlers on this team? I think
So
I do think it's a valid question.
that's the one I've been really honed in on this offseason is that one. Probably Jimmy. I mean, we've seen it. I mean, probably Jimmy, and then you see what Podz can do with the ball in his hands a little more. I don't, tonight was so it was such preseason-y. I know that we're gonna see any of that from Jimmy, but Podz. But those are probably gonna be your two guys. But I agree. I agree. That's where someone like Malik Monk gets like he's just not that type of player. But like he's someone that. But again, like I just think that's someone that's missing. I mean, that's why
there's
Jordan Poole's gone.
gonna be games. There's gonna be games at some point over the next 3 months. Where
92 points.
I fucking wish we had Malik Monk. You know,
Yeah.
Guru, appreciate you as always, brother.
Yep.
Call in anytime.
Yep. Then you watch Malik Monk play defense, and you're like, "Fuck my life." Like that's me, right? Like I say, I really want Malik Monk, but Sam, like, believe me, dude. A week and a half in, I'm gonna be like, I can't do this. I can't. I'm gonna lose my mind.
Well, it's like the bigger thing for me is right or wrong. They've made a decision that they want to see if they can do better than Malik Monk for JK and Moody. And by the way, I don't blame them. That's a lot to give up for Malik Monk. So I've decided like I'm gonna put it on the back burner, and hopefully they get better stuff in January. You know,
could do that trade in January though.
Without Moody though.
Exactly.
Literally, that alone makes it better. Ebony, how you doing?
Pretty good. How are y'all doing?
Yeah, vibes are high today. Vibes are great.
It's good to have the boys back. I don't know what else to say. It's good. It's good to be back. It's been a minute.
Boys and girls.
Yeah. Well, I was talking about the Warriors, to be honest, but that's true too.
Yeah.
It's good to have it's good to have Ebony back too. Just to be clear.
Absolutely good to be back.
Not trying to be now I just put food in my mouth, so I'm trying to walk it out. But
You're
anyway.
good. I'm gonna change
What we
the
got?
subject for you. I got you. All right. So I couldn't help but think that we don't look as deep as we think we do. And I say that more like we have guys that play really hard, which you need over 82 games. But it felt like if one of the vets weren't on the floor, then the struggle was just real. Like you saw like how that 24-point lead just left out of nowhere. There was nobody that could play second or third string and keep the score alive. You know what I mean? Like at the end of the day, like I'll trust Podz with Jimmy, right? I'll trust Moody with Steph. I'll attempt to trust Kuminga with Draymond. You know what I mean? So it's like that's kind of where I'm struggling. Like we have all the vets, but then a bunch of guys who are still trying to see if they can play without veterans around them. Does that make sense?
It makes total sense, by the way. But go ahead, Andy.
No, I think it does. But I think that's the majority of other teams, though, right? It's just the Warriors are old. Like I guess that's always going to be the difference because it's like, imagine if Chet Holmgren had to be the number one guy. Like I don't know, he probably wouldn't shoot very well. I feel like he wouldn't stay as healthy because he's going to have to be in the paint more, right? To rebound and defend. Right, but I guess what can you do to change that? That's I don't know, right? The answer is Steph and Jimmy stay as healthy as possible. Because it goes back to they kind of missed their chance to get that type of guy. So they've got all these. I mean, it goes back to Kuminga is really what it is, which I don't really want to talk about as much anymore.
But you could argue, okay, so you meant Steph and Jimmy. They added Al Horford. Al Horford is a vet who makes everyone around him better. Maybe he's not the scoring threat those guys are, but he's still a guy who does that. You got Draymond. Draymond looked very much still in preseason form. That's a polite way to put it.
Hey,
they have a lot of high IQ guys who can act as the facilitating hub. And then it's just a bet on, to your point, it's a bet on Podz having a night where he grows, Moody having a night where he grows, like Kuminga, like all these guys. So it's not perfect, but I'm willing to ride with it to this point. So
see, I feel like we just need like guys in their late 20s. Like we don't have one dude on the roster that I can think of.
I mean, yeah, that's the problem.
Isn't that the whole Kuminga thing, though? That's the whole thing where it's like you're going to have to make it work until the deadline because the hope is with his salary and the other assets you got. I know the Warriors can't trade picks. It's in the CBA. But, in theory, maybe they find a workaround.
It's in the CBA is crazy. That's hilarious.
Sorry. In theory, you're hoping to flip Kuminga for that guy, to your point, who's between 20, let's call it 26 and 30, like veteran enough that they
Trey's
know how
25.
to play. But
Trey's 25, by the way, so relax. So 25.
Well, Melton's 27. Like, so you have him come back. Your hope is, I mean, let's be real. Their hope is that they can figure a way to swindle Kuminga for Trey Murphy, right? Like that sort of thing, right?
Yeah. Melton is basically 33. He doesn't count as a late 20s guy, but go get Wiggins, man. Go get Wiggins back.
I wonder if they would do that. I feel like they would. Not the most innovative.
I know Steve would.
They loved him. And honestly, he doesn't have the space to lose concentration if he's playing with Jimmy. I know they hated each other or whatever when he was in Minnesota, but they just
I think the bigger issue is Cat. But
Cat's always the issue. I guess you can always blame Cat. But I don't know. Man. They weren't bad tonight. JK wasn't awful. Like you saw him attempting to like make the right decisions and to make the right passes. And I think that's more than you could say for him any year since he's been with the Warriors. And I think that's a win for the most part.
Yeah.
Appreciate you, Ebony.
Give it a couple more games, Ebony. Give it a couple more games. Oh, well, cut off. All right. Oh, we got too many people. Appreciate you, Ebony. We got a lot. We got a lot of gooners. Who we got? Allergies are killing me.
It's that kind of day.
Eshan. It's hot today, dude. It's like 80 degrees for some reason.
It is hot, but
what's up? Can you guys hear me?
Yeah. How you doing, buddy?
Doing good. How are you?
Good to be back, bro. Good. It's good to be back.
Yeah. Honestly, so I've been listening to you guys this summer. Listen to the last one you did where you were talking with Tommy maybe about like how you guys are very sold on this team. I'm not there yet, though I'm a really big Warriors fan. I want the propaganda. I want to believe it, but like I'm just not there yet. And I kind of want you guys to sell me because like I want to be all in because to me right now I feel like this team is a good like 3 or 4 seed in the West.
Ooh,
And that's
mm,
okay. Like that's
pretty
how I'm
good.
feeling. That's pretty good. That's pretty good. But
Good.
I I'm always looking for a championship. I don't really care about the second round.
Fair
Now
enough.
with our standards with Steph,
Hey,
but
they were the 3 seed. They were
I'm
the 3 seed last time they won a title. I just want to throw it out
that's
there.
true. That's true. I guess so. So I wanted to ask you guys. So there's a few things that I was wondering was like with POA, like that we made fun of it a lot before, and it is funny how the app was going crazy about it. But Wiggins Island was huge in in the title run, and I feel like we don't really have someone that can guard like some of those small forwards or like Shea or even like LeBron.
Sure.
Not that LeBron's an issue, like I'm not super worried about LeBron going far in the playoffs, but players like with that build or Shea, the taller players. And then additionally, I feel like OKC and Denver are the main problems this year.
Oh yeah.
And Jokic, I don't think Al Horford really solves that problem in terms of guarding him. Draymond's only getting older, and in 2022, like it was a little scary. Uh, Jokic started figuring out Draymond in game 4 and 5, and I don't know how much Draymond can hold up against Jokic anymore. I honestly also feel like athleticism is missing. JK just doesn't do it for me. I'm gonna be honest. Like I just feel like we're missing a little bit of that 6'8",
I
6'9".
don't disagree with the word you're saying. I think that's why the whole JK thing is the skeleton key to the whole roster. I think they have
Right.
the potential to win 50 games
Yeah.
without moving JK. But what they can do with JK will determine if they have the pieces to actually win in the playoffs. Like ultimately they drafted him
that.
hoping he could be the player that you're describing, which is that like
Yeah.
wing who's going to be that athletic force on the perimeter, who's going to guard Shea, who's going to put out those fires. And it's just
Yeah.
it's not happening. Everyone know like both sides have agreed that it's not a thing. So now, they
It's just
signed him.
crazy though, because I don't understand the roster construction. Like, why are we getting Seth Curry when we have Buddy Hield, and why do we have GP2, D'Anthony Melton, Moody, and Buddy Hield, and like all these guards, and then like Pods
Yeah,
like
but
coming
they
off
like
surgeries
I
and
will argue I will argue in the regular season, I don't think what you're talking about matters as much as you think it does. They
okay,
had the number one defense from when they had Jimmy to the end of the season. A lot of regular season basketball is just playing smart and like funneling guys to bad shots. You know what I'm saying? And my point just to end this, and Andy, I want to hear
Yeah.
what you have to say. But like my
Yeah,
point
yeah.
is,
My bad.
you can win on being smart in the regular season at a pretty consistent clip. What both of you guys are describing is what's going to do them in a playoff series, and they need to solve it. But they might not need to solve it until January. They might not need to solve it until February. You know what I'm saying?
I think I'm with Sam on this part because I'm always a little bit annoyed, and I was very annoyed about them not picking up guys that are just longer, rangy wings that you kind of know has the ability to defend right on the cheap. I think the Clippers do a good job of that. Like for example, like someone like Torrey Craig. I'm just looking at like who the free agents
Derek
are.
Jones.
Derek Jones is a way better version of Torrey Craig. Torrey Craig's not bad, but Derek Jones is like that's a good basketball player, right? I do think though, because of the way that Steve Kerr's system works, and this is I think that's where Sam's point comes in, is that they just prefer someone that they know can play their system, and they're like, all right, well, if GP2 isn't as long as DJJ or can't shoot it or whatever, but he knows how to play with Steph, we're going to gamble on that more than, and same with Seth Curry. I guess that one's more obvious, but it's like, I mean, he could shoot 48%, 45% from three. We'll live with that. And then the regular season, like he'll play better because defense, he just has to play better effort. In the playoffs, like Seth Curry isn't going to play. In the playoffs, like GP2 probably is going to play if DeAnthony Melton's healthy, right? In the playoffs, like 4 of these guards aren't going to play. It's just going to be Steph and Jimmy and Moody, right? It's, you know what I mean? Like, and so I can see where Sam's coming from with that. So, but at the same time, I'm also like, they are small. They're small, but that's just at this point, that's how they are, man. They still are good defensively.
Do you guys think that Podz had time to even improve his game with the surgeries and stuff that happened this offseason?
We'll find out.
That's something I'm concerned about, because how can you practice shooting, your main disadvantage as a player, when you had surgery on your hand?
He was I think he said he got cleared, I think 2 months ago or something like that. I don't know, but I don't know. It feels like they always say he's one of the hardest working guys. So Steve had some good things to say about it. I don't know. He's kind of.
I appreciate you guys listening.
I will say this: he ended the year so strongly last year. I'm somewhat optimistic on that front, but we'll see. We'll see where it lands.
They'll just never go for a guy like that. I don't know. They just prefer guys that they know are high IQ. I'll just say that. So Seth Curry fits.
Hey
GB2 is always going to be back.
Me?
What's up? Oh, it's
Paratosh.
What up, dude?
You can hear me, right?
Yeah, you're coming in clear.
Okay, cool. Yeah, I just wanted to clear one thing up before. I was stuck on that analogy that you guys made about the kids going to, or staying together for the kids. Isn't Joe Lacob the kid in the front office and Kuminga need to stay together to satiate him? Sorry, I was stuck on that since you guys made that analogy.
I mean, you're not wrong. It's not even relevant. To be honest, that's not even relevant. I just feel like I just want to call it what it is, which is both sides know that they're using each other to get to what they want to. So
yeah.
It's just kind of in some ways that's better than the hopium of this is gonna be this is the next player.
It's going to work. Yeah.
he's. We don't think you're the franchise guy. You don't want to be the franchise guy here. So let's just work together. Let's do our things. Let's make this a professional arrangement.
Let's be adults, yeah. So I also wanted to shout out Steph. Did you guys see his trainer, I think, said that he's been looking more sprightly or quicker than he's looked for a while? Did I really see that game? Because I think I did. I don't know, maybe I'm just looking too much into it and it's a preseason game, but he looks in amazing shape, so I don't know how he does it. Yeah, I'm looking forward to I don't know, Steph has always looked really quick and he's never looked out of shape, but somehow he's still looking even better in year 37, I guess.
Yeah, Steph looks great.
Yeah,
because I think the one thing about Steph difference between last season and this one is Steph played all off season last season, playing in the Olympics.
I know we never really gave him that excuse, to be honest.
Yep. Oh, it's Steph. It's the GOAT.
Gentlemen, can you hear me?
Yeah, you're coming in clear. There we go. We had a little feedback for a second there, but you're coming in loud and clear, brother.
All good. Kind of mixed feelings, mixed signals after this game. One thing, definitely loving Horford. It actually makes me think of a crazy what if. If we go back to that year where we got KD, if KD had gone elsewhere and we still had all that cap room and money, I think the second option if KD had gone someplace else would have been to pick Horford. Just imagine having Horford in his prime with the other guys in his prime, having a prime Clay, having a prime Dre and Steph, and less KD drama. I mean, you can't argue with 2 championships and 2 final MVPs, but that's a crazy what if, just looking at how good he looked at this age, just in a preseason game, whatever you can take stock from out of that. But the thing I'm kind of
if that happened, Steph would have won another couple titles. By the way, I mean, sorry, not titles, MVPs. Because it's everything's geared for Steph to just score 45 points a game. I mean, just anyway, keep going. That would be amazing. I would have.
I mean, low-key Horford.
That would have been crazy. But like I said, just kind of mixed signals. Pretty much piggybacking on what everybody else has said tonight. Just the size, the not really having a backup point where I guess we're putting all that on Jimmy. I really kind of thought they probably should have prioritize Brogdon a little bit more as opposed to the going for the comfort level of getting the Seth or GP2 back. I think probably if they had gone for Brogdon, that would have been a better fit and filled more holes than either of them. No, granted, we haven't seen Seth, we ain't seen Melton yet, and that's probably gonna make some differences. But I think just having another top line ball handler instead of putting that on Jimmy or putting that on Podz, I think probably would have come in more handy going into the season, especially going through this 82 where we're trying to keep guys healthy.
I agree on Brogdon. Sam, go ahead. Sorry, go ahead. I agree on.
No,
Brogdon.
go ahead. I'm sorry.
No, I think that would have been a perfect fit. Again, I don't know. I don't know if they didn't prefer him that much and they wanted Seth, because it felt like maybe those are the two guys. I mean, I would have preferred him over GP2 or Seth, but Seth and GP2 are basically like Steph's. I mean, one is his brother, the other one is basically his brother, right? So, I don't know. Maybe. But here's the thing. Maybe my only guess here, and I'm not Sam sources.
Brogdon's not taking a bullet for Steph.
So I was gonna say that, but I was gonna say Brogdon. I feel like is probably like, hey, if I'm going to make the team, I know he has to make the team, but like I feel like Brogdon's like, if I'm gonna make the team, I want to play 28 minutes a game, and I think on this team, there's a good chance that Brogdon might not play for like he just might not play. Like Seth is not gonna play most nights. GP2, there are gonna be nights where he just doesn't play. And so I feel like Brogdon's kind of, he's like, if I'm going to be on the team, I better be able to play. So that's my guess.
So actually, that's a great point because to me, it's the beauty of guys like Seth and GP2 is they can sit on the bench for 10 games. And then if they come up, they're the same dude. Like Seth's going to come in there. He's going to run off screens. If he's open, he's going to hit the shot. GP2 is going to go in there. He's going to defend. He's going to crash the boards. He's going to do his thing. Brogdon type of dude who's like, I need my minutes, I need the ball in my hands, blah, 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 like that sort of thing. And so to me, you know what it really is? It's a bet on Podz. And I don't know the answer to this, but if Podz takes that year 3 leap, it doesn't matter. Because if Podz takes that year 3 leap, Brogdon's going to be in a weird spot anyway. But if Podz does not take that year 3 leap, then we're going to be sitting here going like, man, we could really use a guy who can handle the ball, who can get to the mid-range, who can like create offense off the bounce out of the pick and roll. So to me, and it's not like the first preseason game answers this question. Honestly, you probably need to give it in a month or two. Yeah. It's a question about Podz because like if Podz is that dude, I think Seth makes more sense on this roster. But if Podz is not that dude, I want Brogdon. Even if he's injury prone and like all that, I want the upside. I want the upside of knowing that that's a guy who can run offense. So
yeah, I agree with that.
I don't know if that answers the question. I agree with both of you. Like it'd be nice to have Brogdon, but like, we'll see. It's a big bet on Podz. Appreciate you, DS.
Much love.
Let's get our Celtics insider up here. This is about to fucking rain on a parade. Mike, what's up, bro?
He's trying to foist onto us Anthony Simons. So like, give it to us, man. Give it to us.
That is kind of a foist. But what do we have that the Celtics want?
Not much, honestly. But let's be honest. No one wants Pat Spencer. Okay. Real quick on Horford. Pat Spencer. I know. Or Guy Santos for that matter.
I love him.
Just a thought on Al, just so you guys have an understanding of what you're getting. Al is really beloved by every dude on that Celtics roster, top to bottom, from JT to like their young bigs. Like he was first one in the gym consistently every day. Nemi Namias Keita came out this week and was like, I just missed the guy. At all 3 years that I've been with the team, I just got lucky enough to ask him questions. And I think like for the young guys that the Warriors have, given their bigs like post, that's invaluable. Like players like Al don't come around very often as a vet, 20-year vet, been around the league, frankly, seen some shit between Atlanta, Boston, Philly, OKC. People forget about that OKC stint. And then back to Boston now in Golden State. He's just like a really special player. So I think for you guys, like the coolest part is just going to be like watching him every day, because the stuff that he does, like the small stuff, dribble handoffs, top of the key, floats to the corner on like a Steph drive, he's going to hit that corner three for you. Like those are the things that I think you guys are going to find real value in watching the season.
I mean, it's just another guy. I mean, when Jimmy got on the team, it's the biggest comp. It's the most obvious comp for all Warriors fans when there's a high IQ player that they get. Oh, it's another Iguodala. You can do some stuff that Iguodala did. Yeah, it just
isn't that kind of the thing? Because like he was like always the most obvious Warrior fit, and everything comes back to is Kuminga, is Moody, are these like high pick lotto guys? Are they going to be those guys to play off of these veterans? Because like Al's not getting more athletic, you know. Like Draymond's not getting more athletic. Actually, I saw Draymond today. It's my guy. Keto, buddy. Time to get on that workout plan. Time to clean up that.
big picture question for you guys.
Sure.
Start of the season. How many games do you think the combination of individually Draymond, Steph, Butler, Horford play?
You mean all four on the same time, or what? How many games do I expect?
How many games individually to let's say win 50 games, because that's ultimately the goal, to be a top 4 seed, and you need 50 wins to get there, probably in the West.
So how many games do I need out of those guys to get 50 wins? It's a fair question. Okay, so 4 guys.
Do we think 60 each?
I want 250 games total across the board. So somewhat.
We keep going.
Yeah, let me do my weird like non-human nerd thing here. Yeah, I'm looking for. So first off, you need the games that are healthy to be somewhat favorable to you.
Yes.
Like it would be nice if Jimmy, Horford, and Steph missed the same 10 games and you just call it a day. But then when they're together, you cook the numbers. What you don't want is like it's always like one of them with 3 guys out, type of thing, on a consistent basis. So to me, if I can average 65 games, I'm calling it 250 across the 4. Technically, that's 63 a person or 62.5 person. I will feel good about their shot at getting to 50 wins.
Yeah. I think it's dependent on Steph and Jimmy. I'm going to be honest. I don't even think Draymond and Horford matter that much. Like, they do matter. I'm not going to sit here and say they don't matter, but it's like if Steph and Jimmy each play like 132 games, if they go, that doesn't even add up, right? It'd have to be.
That'd be great. That'd be great. That's like 68 games apiece. Yeah.
Okay, that's apiece. Yeah, that's kind of so 65, 130 games. So that's the most important part. If they can play 130 games combined between the two of them, or however you want to divvy it up, then I think you're fine. It feels like Al Horford's a guy that doesn't miss games because he doesn't play all the games. So it's like he's just not going to play all the games. It's fine. He shouldn't. So
Al's not going to play back-to-backs straight up. Celtics didn't do it the last 2 years. There was one back. I should rephrase. There was one back-to-back that they did it, but it was against Milwaukee, and it was like important end of the year type thing. So he'll play the big back-to-backs by and large, but at that stage it is what it is. But otherwise, gentlemen, any other like big picture thoughts? I know you guys are tired of talking JK, but
I think it really comes down to the young guys, because the young guys are going to be the ones who actually extend. Like, there's always a chance an old guy is going to turn an ankle, and because they're older, it takes twice as long as a young guy. But your best shot at getting a long season out of these guys is Podz taking a step, Moses Moody taking a step, Quentin Post taking a step. And step doesn't mean becoming stars. It means just being better, being more reliable, like JK, those sort of things. So to me, I don't think it's new. I just think it's where we're at with this team, where it's like, I like the veterans. I think they're all great at what they do. Podz, Moody, JK are going to be probably the biggest determinants of if we're going to get, like, to your point, if we're going to get 50, 52 wins or 46 wins.
Moody's the guy to me, for what it's worth.
Yeah. But because, like, to the point I'm saying, if they have to get into Steph, we need you to be Superman mode on an every night basis, they're going to win 45 games.
Maybe
they're not going to have it.
Honestly,
They're not going to have enough juice to do it. But if Podz takes a step, if Moody takes a step, and Steph can have those games where he scores 20, but like you're like, man, he just was setting back screens and hit a couple shots. Then they got something. Then they got something cooking a little bit. So I don't think it's anything new. It's like, are they going to get enough from the young guys to keep the old guys fresh?
Andy, who's your guy this year? If you're going to throw a dart at one of the young guys and be like, this is the guy to take us home.
Well, I was pretty fired up about Podz, to be honest. I think that's I'm not too fired about any of these guys to be like really true breakout guys, because I mean they're probably not going to be stars, but Podz is probably the guy. I mean he's got the right amount of like confidence and probably overconfidence, and he's got ball handling skills, and you know he's got decent size and shooting. He's got all this stuff. Yeah, so I mean, yeah, that to me that doesn't matter, but to him, I'm sure it does. I didn't really think about that, but really, I think the final thing is I'm looking at this Pat Spencer quote, and he might be my guy, to be honest. But he's like 30 years old almost. But hey, and I quote, if you're a guy who can connect the dots, but also do some other things, knock the 3-bar down, there's always going to be a place for you. Unfortunately, there's a lot of organizations that are stuck in the bottom that continue to value length and athleticism over IQ, and they tend to stay in the lottery.
Hey, did Steve feed him that quote? Damn. Huh.
God damn.
That's interesting.
God damn. That's an incredible quote.
Don't interview for the job you have. Interview for the job you want. Let's go.
Hey,
let's go, Pat Spencer. Let's go.
Hey, look, you can go join the coaching staff in the next couple years, baby.
Yeah.
Wherever Steve ends up going.
Bro, he might end up on the staff. This is a smart guy. This is
a smart guy. This is a very smart guy.
He's
all right, Mike.
Like, appreciate you, brother. As always, have a great one.
Yeah. Wow.
It's a fun quote. He's like, the reality is you need like the perfect balance of both things. But if I was to choose one or the other, I'm with Pat. You know, like I'm sorry, like I'd rather go down to my 6'3", smart dogs who just can't, who are just too small, than a bunch of dudes who are fucking idiots. So.
His brother. What's funny is his brother was a lottery pick, right? It wasn't Kemp Spencer?
No, but he got drafted. No.
Okay.
He's better.
Anyway, yeah. I heard.
I still think it's crazy. Pat Spencer, college lacrosse, can play good enough to be like a fringe NBA guy. That's so insane.
The thing is, Pat Spencer is actually like 99th percentile athleticism. Like he is actually real. He just doesn't compare right to someone like Kuminga. Not that this quote is about Kuminga, but it's like, I mean, it's kind of when you've talked about the Warriors the last couple of seasons, like you see a quote like this, it's like obviously
the league is littered with like, he's 6'9", he's got a 44-inch vert, and then you watch him play, he's like, hey, he doesn't know what he's doing on the court.
What the fuck is going on?
And you're just like praying that he figures it out, because there's not a lot of 6'9" guys. Period.
Yeah.
So
Wiseman, same thing. Jeremy Grant can hoop. Like that's I don't even think that's where he's talking. Like what he's talking about. Jeremy Grant actually like had a decent career.
Over under, is Kuminga better than Jeremy Grant in 10 years? Like career.
I think so. Yeah. I think so. Yes.
But I think that's the ballpark we're talking about.
Yeah, I agree. I 100% agree. I mean, I had to pause and think about it. I think Kuminga would be better, but yeah, he says Andy's lying.
Jeremy Grant's Jeremy Grant, like, yeah, he's kind of like whatever, but like
he's good.
He's a $30 million wing.
Yeah.
Made $150 million in the league. He's not a bad player.
No, he's not.
He's only a bad player if your expectation is Kawhi Leonard. You know, like
yeah.
So
yeah. Let's
we're gonna call it a night. Where's back?
Oh, we're not gonna get to Neil. We're not gonna get to Neil.
Oh, we got Neil here. Sorry. I didn't see Neil. Neil up here. Let's get Neil up here.
I feel bad. I can't leave our guy hanging.
I missed that one. I missed it. That's a me issue. I apologize. For that one.
Unless Neil's asleep and he's like, forget these guys.
I mean, he might be asleep too.
But there we go.
Oh, there we go.
You guys hear me?
Yeah.
Like 23. You're not asleep at midnight. No way, dude. No fucking chance.
Neil's 30 now.
Sadly approaching there. Yeah. Hey man, it's good to be back. I mean, Draymond looking super washed, and he doesn't want to be when he's starting fights for no reason. He just doesn't want to. He just doesn't want to be there. I mean, I'm surprised he's not taking PTO from preseason, but I think.
I mean, we were generous enough to not mention that we saw him just pounding drinks at a UFC fight last night. So
I watched that. I saw him in the crowd. Jimmy looked fine. Yeah. What's that? Yeah. What else?
No comment.
Jimmy actually was coasting tonight too. But anyway, keep going. What's up?
I think one question to consider, so Draymond starting at the 5, I feel like that's not super sustainable. I don't know. What are you guys' thoughts on what Steve will go with in the starting lineup, from the center position? Because I know Horford's a Steve guy through and through, Steve Kirk kind of player. So how often do you think Horford starts? How often do you think he'll go with Draymond at the 5? And how long do you think that can even go for? Given
I refuse to believe Steve is gonna play Draymond at the 5 from opening night on. To me, that felt like these were my guys who had the best lineup last year. I'm just going to give them a little respect, throw it out there. But I agree with you, Neil. You have enough depth to not have to do that. It would be insane to go to that well in November. It's November 1st. The Pacers are coming to town. You're like, Draymond, 30 minutes at the 5. Let's go, bro. It would be insane to do that. So I don't know. I don't think Steve's insane. Not in that way. It might be in other ways, but I think this is just kind of I don't want to have to make a decision between Moses and Podz, so I'm just going to throw them both out there, and it might end up in Podz coming off the bench because Moses outplays him. I didn't even talk about that earlier, but that's kind of what it seems like to me. It's just
maybe they'll go with. What if they start Horford instead of Draymond?
That might be it too.
Yeah.
But doesn't it feel like it's just kind of let the young guys understand that they have an opportunity to start at least.
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah. I think if Moody can get I think he averaged just under 10 points a game last year. If he can up that a little bit, get that 3-point percentage up, I think he might. I'm thinking he might be breakout. I don't know. I mean, history might tell us otherwise, but he looked good today. But of course, it's preseason. You can't really take too much away from it. But
are you ordering the jersey? Are you ready to order the Moses Moody jersey? How many preseason games do you need to see before we get a Moses Moody jersey?
All right, we're not in cart yet, but we're scrolling the different colorways, and we're hovering over add to cart. So we're getting there. I think you mentioned
monitoring the jersey.
We're edging closer. We're agreed personal terms. We're all the fun league owner quotes. But I like Moody as a player. I mean, I think you guys mentioned this hand injury that he had last year, and that kind of screwed things up for him. But I think if he can stay healthy, I mean, we can see that he plays defense well. And again, if he can just get that scoring up a little bit, I think he can definitely start. I think Steve will trust him more. So
big Moses Moody year. Big Moses Modus year where we're gonna, after the season ends, it's gonna be talking about how underpaid he is at $13 million a year. It's just this is what coming
11,
out of this year
11.5.
Just underpaid. You know what I mean? Underpaid, and you can't put him in a trade as trade filler, right? That's really the thing, right? Because you're matching salaries with Kuminga, and you're like, oh, do we need another $10 million? Who do we use? Not Moody. You know what I mean? Not Moody. We'll use Buddy Hield's contract instead or something like that. Which, hey, Buddy's got a spot, man. You're not trading Buddy either. That's my guy now. You know what I mean? This team's vibes are up.
Game 7, Buddy. Can't trade
Game 7. Game 7 meant something to me.
No, sir.
Game 7 meant something to me. Yep. Buddy, some of the shots he hit in Game 7, I was like, you're slanderless for the rest of your career, buddy.
Oh,
yeah.
Absolutely.
But I'll put you in the trade machine if I need to. So, but I'm not gonna like it. I might have liked it before Game 7, though.
Yeah.
It's gonna hurt now.
Now he's certified. Great warrior. Warrior's great.
Warrior legend.
Forever Warriors. Forever Warriors. All right.
Forever Warrior, Buddy Hield.
All right.
We're ending it there. Neil, appreciate you,
Neil.